so what we're going to do here is we're going to replace the factory radio with the Jensen HD1BT Harley-Davidson replacement radio, and we're going to do it following the exact instructions that are in the owner's manual on page 3. So we've already pulled the 40 amp fuse out of the fuse box for the ignition. Obviously we've taken the front of the fairing off, and now we're ready to start taking the factory radio out. Okay, so the first thing we're going to undo is pull this little pin out of the bottom of the radio here, so we make sure that we don't pull that harness out. That's a big no-no, you don't want to do that. Then we're going to take the antenna out, and again, be careful when you pull that out. Don't pull it by the cable. Make sure you grab it by the base of the cable. Some of these, if they've been in there for a long time, they'll get rusted or corroded, and it's tough to get out. Use the pliers if you have to, but always grab by the base. Then the last thing is this 23-pin plug. You got to lift up on that tab, and you just kind of walk it out. There we go. So there's 4 screws, 2 on each side, and you're going to need to use a 3/16, at least on this particular bike. So we'll take these 4 out. Okay, so we got all 4 bolts out. All the wires are disconnected, so we're just going to pull this out, and we're going to pull it through. This radio is mounted from the inside to the back, so we got this tab here, so you have to pull it out this way. We'll put the replacement in from the driver's side. And then we go and we fit it in until the holes match up. We're going to use the same exact mounting holes and the same exact bolts that we took out. But you just got to get lined up and get them started. Okay, so we've got the radio firmly mounted in. Time to hook it up. We're going to take our 23-pin connector, plug that in. You'll hear it snap in when it gets all the way in. It takes a little bit. There we go. All right, then we're going to hook up our antenna. We're going to, in this particular install, we're actually adding the optional Sirius XM antenna or tuner, and so we're going to hook that up right here. That's in. And now we're going to kind of go through these other wires we have back here. We've got line out for front and line out for rear. That's for amplifiers. If you want to add an amplifier to this radio, it makes it very easy to do. We've also got aux in here. This would be, typically we would plug in a Genox is what we call it, and it plugs into these RCAs, and then you would have a 3.5 millimeter plug that you can mount in a panel or in the back. Then we have here our USB input, also off the back, and we're going to run that up here and plug it into a extension cable that we just have running right to the little windshield bag. So now this gentleman can put his audio device in here and either charge it or play audio back from it if it's an iPhone or iPod, right through this cable, and not have to add anything extra other than a little 3-foot extension USB. Then the other 2 pieces we have left are, this is for your rear speakers. If you have rear speakers, this comes with a matching pigtail that plugs into this. This is a waterproof connection. It's a Deutsch connector. You would have the other piece comes with this radio, and you would just simply wire your additional speakers, whether they're rear or you have them on the lower fairing or wherever you have them, loud if you have them on the saddlebag lids, whatever it might be. You can plug those into these, and I'll give you a rear channel. If you're not going to use those, we recommend plugging in the other part of the pigtail and either taping up or heat shrinking the end of it just to protect it. Then the last but not least is this wired remote plug. Obviously, our radio works directly with the hand controls from the factory, but if your hand controls have gone bad, we offer an optional remote control, handlebar remote control that you can plug into this and operate it as well.